Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mind's Eye, and we're going to head and get started. So basically, with the holistic review this week, there's something like really old coming towards them in this community. When it comes towards them, it's happened before. And when I say it's old, it's really old. So we're going to start with the crystal quartz, and that is what you're going to need to know for the week. Now, catching up a little bit, everything was like the number 4 last week, and then this week it was like going forward on it, and then going forward on it into like do no done on it, like don't do the DONE, and then it goes to like feels like you got to call in the Marine Corps to actually get any leeway. So when I see it, and I have to say, there's like something to it. You can't even sue anyone. You can't even sue anyone. I'm looking at everyone and I'm saying, what are you doing with your business? So that's actually looking for it because it is coming towards you. It is an impedance. It is like a pause. But when you actually correct it, it's true and it's good. It really is. All right. So it's meant to like alleviate a struggle when you see this Seven of Wands. It is going to give you some anxiety. There's something about the DPH coming towards you. Oh boy. It's unfulfilled wishes in the holistic and the wellness area. It's not happy. It really is severe, like topsy-turvy emotions. They did not like this. When I see this, I go, oh my goodness, unhappy family. Absolutely. You just really can't see it coming. Here we go. Unhappy. I can't even explain it. Like the GI upset. Like, what is up with this GI upset in this community? I can't explain it. Like, every time I get on camera, it's like this type of GI upset. It's talking about actual securement on businesses. So, I would say settle it down. There is something like you can do your get-togethers and your bonds and like your like multiple like fairs that you do. It really is about this like tag sale. When I see this and I say the page of swords in reverse, I go, is it like no wind going through it? Like it's not going to blow away? When I see this and I see the 7, it is difficult. They're like, oh my God, is this going to actually work out? I'm not sure if it's going to work out or not in these wellness centers, in the holistic community. When I see it, it doesn't make sense when they do it. They're intuitively driven. Some are very connected to the collective and the universe. They're very balanced and aligned and attuned. So there is this turning point. It's not a walking away, it's a turning point. I'm seeing through April through August that's already coming in. They're not going to like it, but they're going to have to. When I see this and I see lack of judgment to not knowing what is true and like this unanswered business, I go, there really isn't anything like on. When I see this and I see the 6 of Cups in reverse, it's not what they wanted. But when I look at it, I see the 5 of Swords in reverse. There's something to it. There really is. The sun, happy, take away, cut through, wind. There's something of wind, how wind cuts away. Something about air signs with them. When I look at it, like it keeps going forward with the 10 of Swords in reverse. It has to do with apprenticeship. I feel that like there's a lack of apprenticeship and learning about like Reiki, all like levels of Reiki, like yoga or anything. Like it really slowed down. They're really not taking the bite. I feel like their business towards that is really hard. when I see this and I see this Nine of Pentacles, there's like prudency, and it really is. It really is. You got to like put yourself already as a practitioner like a doctor. It's also fine tuning your intuitive measures when you do these type of things. This is actually like good news. When you see the Ace of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups together, that means it's a solid offer when you can blend even a little bit of psychic senses and abilities and like your capabilities with other gifts that you can do. It brings in more contractual matters. When I look at this, it's not going to sit well at first, and then it is less of a burden. You have to plant it and root it properly and manifest it. Hard energy putting into this. When I see it, I go, the Chariot in reverse is a slowing down. That's the normal universe. That's the normal alignment of the planets and the stars saying, we're dictating this because it's good. You understand? Less with this, he goes, there's planning involved with the holistic community on a, like the type of merger that they wanted. But there's something about hidden motive stuff. We got to be careful. Got to be careful. All right, next. Animal Spirit Oracle. When I see this, there's something about a looking about. There's something of like old. When I see frog, I do see the toad. I do see a wall, and I see a sticky note. There's something about the cobra. It's kind of odd. When you see the cobra, is it kind of like a stick it to you? Rarity on a note. Again, this comes out. This is kind of impish delight. Trolling. It comes in hard. Again, like portraying of oneself holistic. Wisdom. It would be slowly build it up and don't do full force right now. There's something of a remembrance. When you see this, there is this stick. It's like a certain type of wood when you see a lizard. There's something about a watchful eye to a type of hunting to where it is like cold out when it actually does a cut. When I see starfish though, there's something of like a blooming. There's something about how this all goes forward. There's something about exact and exotic. This is like a whippoorwill. And I haven't said that in a long time, whippoorwill. And this is like a type of whisper. When I see this and I see nightingale, like almost calling it out to a degree. Hyena, you go, there's something to this. Kind of like scurrying. It's really like hard to explain. So as we blend it out in our day holistic community, as we're going about and we're making these huge changes, and after this week we'll go to bi-weekly check-ins again. Let's go to Literary Witches Oracle. There's something about working alone, and it's a little bit trickery. On the same page, though, teens. There's something about love, of working alone. There's something about power in working alone. So then you go, how come you're not working with a team like everyone else is? So I prefer to work alone. It's okay. There's something about, this year working on oneself. So the gifts of the mind, the body, and soul. To, you would say something about working on the future, like already planning. Something about the senses of the mind. And I would say stop right there. I would say there's something about a revelation. I feel like there's more study coming in and revealed throughout the year that will help the holistic community be more grounded and sound to like what is realistic at that moment that they can do. There's something about quiet place of growth because when you go into holistic care, it will escalate you forward, even into witch doctor, cutting cords, cutting ties and bonds, because you don't know how long those ties and those bonds have been there with that person. There's something about like a resolution. There's something about like bravery coming forward for that individual towards you. That's why treating it like a care plan, treating it as like blending it with everything. You got to be careful because of licensure and certifications. When you go into the subconscious, you can't sit there with them very long, depending on how hard it is too. And knowing this, it doesn't matter how hard it is. You don't want to do it for hours because you could regress yourself. There's something about white dress. Like when you actually see this about appearances. So when you have people come to you to have these sessions with you, like it was like anyone who works in healthcare or home care, that first visit is just like light chatter. It might take you 6 visits to actually do something. This is the expansion and compassion that they're looking for to help transform them and be more well rounded. So how do you build it up and like keep it up with them like a caseload? There's something about like already knowing what is to come. So that is usually your foresight. When you see this, there's something about a type of growth coming also. But it's talking about focus on the story for the next couple of weeks for everyone who comes and visits you. Because there's something about a Calais coming out. Calais is an old word in witchcraft. It means all going forward and all going out to be it known and make it known. Okay. Next with this really doesn't have much to talk about today. We'll do the runes and see what else. It's talking about that cutout. It's talking about the power if you're not careful, about the joy. So we've already went through this a couple of years ago on how we got knocked down as a community, on how it'll flow right through. It is just a turn of a luck of fate. It's a window of opportunity when it happens. When I see this, it is fated. When I say it's more destiny, it's more written to that type of trolling because it wasn't ready yet. So when I'm looking at it, I'm like, everything else is fine. There's something about, again, talking about getting together like on a business fair and stuff like that, sitting outside all together, about collecting together on being like whispers in the wind and like catching wind and stuff like that, and just being careful on what you hear intuitively, because when it happens, you actually can't see it through, and that's all you need to know. So, with that being said, that's all we're going to do for today and into the next couple of weeks. Any questions or concerns, leave a like, a comment, a share. It's greatly appreciated, and we'll talk to you soon.